Uh-oh.
Ready, go!
So what was it like to make that sweet potato pizza?
It was pretty easy. All I did was preheat the oven to 450, and then I cooked them for about 25 minutes. I probably could have cooked it a little bit longer, so it was crispier. Because usually I only cook one at a time, but I cooked 4.
Do I eat all 4 for breakfast? I mean dinner? Breakfast.
Depends how hungry you are. There's one more left, but I don't know if you want to save it for breakfast or what.
I should probably save that for breakfast. I mean, it's already 4.
Yeah, that's cool. Uh-oh.
Good thing that plate was empty. Oh. Well, it sounded empty.
Exactly. It sounded empty.
Yeah, I only heard the sound of the plate fall.
Oh, that's okay.
So did it end up storming today? I fell asleep.
Yeah, it did. Not as bad as they said, though.
Huh.
Still looks pretty stormy out.
Yeah, it ended up getting oddly dark around 11 in the morning, around the time.
Back from your endeavors before you.
Yeah, I returned 2 trash bags of returnables to Wegmans,
That's nice of you.
with one of them half full, the other more full.
Huh.
I made $3.05,
Wow.
which some of which I used to buy an additional thing of metallic markers with a 3-pack of silver, bronze, and gold, since it was on clearance
That's awesome.
for basically $1.79 something, I think. But I think due to my rewards points, it came to $1.61.
Huh, cool.
I even contemplated getting 2 because I initially thought I made $3.30, but it turned out to be $3.05. Since I found 3 $1 bills and a nickel in my left pocket.
Sounds like a good deal. Oh, excuse me.
You're excused. Did you get how many Shirley Temples did you get?
Oh, that's the last one. I had only bought a couple of them because I wasn't sure if you were going to like them or not.
Oh, well, they
like you
turned
like
out
it.
pretty good.
Oh, I'll have to remember where I got them and get some more. It might have been Target. It was either Target, I think, or it might have even been, oh, it might have been Walmart.
Huh.
No, it might have been Big Lots.
Huh.
Oh, it might have been Big Lots, honey.
I also like the sparkling ice beverages you got.
I'm glad you like those.
I also sent a message to my Spanish professor regarding writing me a letter of recommendation. I did that just now. Even though obviously sleeping from about 11:45 in the morning to about 6 to 6:30 p.m. was a major blow to being productive today, I figured try and do my best. I also finished a styrofoam drawing at around 11:30. In the morning. I believe it was somewhere between 11:26 in the morning to 11:34 in the morning. The current issue facing me in regards to the 99 Dan Hamming is trying to find a peach colored marker I'm currently working on this research upgrade so that I can get an armory that produces orcs, ultimately. I noticed that there's an ant in my room that oddly enough keeps coming back to me. I don't know if it's because of the packet of Manila H-Ridge Farm cookies I've got in my room. But at this point, it's down to crumbs. It's 7:47 p.m. This is where I'm at currently in regards to Stronghold Kingdoms. I'm building another brewery so that I can keep up, so that I can maintain my high ale rations. I only managed to get the ale drank per day below the amount made per day by conscripting 10 of my peasants into my army of archers. Since I had 10 bows and the armory can only hold 12 items at once for the most part. I did it right here, and I'm assuming for the more expensive price. Excuse me. The archers are a much better unit than the armed peasants. This is my castle. I built this turret in the hopes that it would boost my defenses for my castle. And these are my stone quarries. This is my iron smelter. And my wood cutter's cabins. I've got a popularity of 67, which is kind of in the danger territory, because if it gets much higher, I'm going to have peasants literally swarming my village. Sure, a higher popularity allows you to get more honor. The relatively high popularity I've had, generally the mid-50s until pretty much now, allowed me to have enough honor to get me to the rank of Thane. And by the time I woke up, this is the Wolf Castle I pretty much just now scouted. As in, I started scouting it pretty much a minute before I came down here for this meal. And that might be too many wolves for even 15 archers. I prefer to have the full maximum archer size. before doing any attacks on any wolf lairs. Today there was supposed to be some kind of new update for Blue Tower Defense 6, but oddly enough, that didn't exactly happen. At least not yet, according to what I've seen. There's still time today for the update to come out, which I'm excited for since I hear there's a new hero, but what I'm really hoping for is that there's also a new map. It was pretty cloudy, and I wore this mask, which I found by briefly digging through that crate, that storage container, that I think's made entirely out of plastic or something similar. I'm already getting these generic side quests here. I currently don't have anything other than the Orc portal site researched as part of the whole Orc and Goblin settlement. I don't even have the swamp trail researched because I'm focusing on actually being able to produce orcs, since I'm gonna pretty much permanently need that from here on out. I'm saving up this space so I can convert one of these into an Orcan level residence. I was able to log back into my Barefoot student account, though they oddly enough started off by assuming I was coming on there to hire a student, when really I was just going on there in order to find the internship I'm applying for to the Monroe County Democratic Committee, so that I could then paste the link, copy and paste the link to it in the email I sent to my Spanish professor. Intermediate Spanish 1 and 2 professor, which I typed out entirely in English since I no longer have a Spanish class with her at this point in time. In regards to the morning excursion I went on from roughly 9 in the morning to about 10:15 in the morning. At the start of it, it was pretty cloudy, pretty overcast. But by the time I was done returning bottles at Wegmans, it was hot and sunny. And so I ended up sweating pretty bad. But a few minutes within this kitchen area while drinking a sparkling ice beverage, it wasn't enough to cool me down enough for me to go and finish the styrofoam I was working on when I discovered that Mom was awake and she told me about the upcoming storm, which was what motivated the whole excursion. Plus, I needed to contact Addison for my first letter of recommendation. I went to Wegmans. Sorted what the deposit machines accepted from what they didn't accept, essentially into different bags. While also being careful to quickly send in the deposits, because you have a pretty short window to send in another deposit before the machine assumes you're done and gives you the receipt, which costs some paper. Me having $3.05 that I at the time thought was $3.30. On the way home, I made a stop at Walgreens to buy a pack of the metallic markers that were on clearance. I contemplated getting 2, but that would have turned out to about $3.20, for which I would have had enough if my initial assumption of me having made $3.30 was correct, but I only had $3.05, so I could only get the one for $1.61. And also, because I have my rewards card, which I assume is mostly connected to my phone number, I got a coupon that would allow me to save $6 if I spend $25 or more on my next visit to Walgreens. So I guess on the next visit I'll be getting plenty of Sharpie markers or whatever else. My dad called me shortly after I woke up By which point I was in the bathroom, and so was he. And because he's in Las Vegas currently, it was 3:30 p.m. to him. And then after a trip to Walgreens, I made a stop at the community senior center, during which I noticed that there were some manual labor workers doing work on some recreational work. On the floral decorations they have for the campus. I primarily noticed that as I was walking out of CSC. It was during that whole morning excursion that I rediscovered the soundtrack Organ Jaws from Epic Battle Fantasy 2, which I listened to for pretty much the entire excursion, but I found the extended version of that track so I wouldn't have to continuously go back to the start of the video, as I did that whole morning excursion, and I, for obvious reasons, only listened to it when I was outside. Excuse me. I gave some words of encouragement to the workers, saying that they're doing a good job and whatnot. Have a nice day. Unfortunately, as predicted, they didn't have coffee anymore due to the ongoing pandemic. And technically, Addison does still work there, but he wouldn't have come in until noon, so the staff at the front desk provided me with a writing implement and a writing surface, i.e. a pen and i.e. some paper, for me to write down a message to Addison asking if he could write me a letter of recommendation. Could you please write me a letter of recommendation? Though I may have misspelled the word recommendation. I then told him that I'm applying for an internship and thanked him for everything. And in that message, I provided my regular email address and my phone number, as well as my first and last name, which is the title of my YouTube channel. And this is a pretty cool bottle cap. For the morning excursion, I was initially going to wear what was a standard while I was in during the later weeks of my second semester for the senior year, my black shirt with white thin stripes, but my mom didn't want me to wear it in the end because it had a dusty stain toward the middle of it. So I ended up digging my old Grease Athena yellow tie-dye shirt out from my closet. And for this, I actually dug this shirt out of my closet. But not really dug because the closet is pretty decently organized. Dug pretty much just means I took the shirt off of its hanger in my closet and then left the hanger hanging.